Hello students, so today we are going to study about cell, the fundamental unit of life, class 8th and 9th biology.
Hello students, welcome you all. So today we are going to study about the structural and functional unit of life, that is our cell. So as the name suggests, cell, it is the basic unit of life or the building block of life. So what is cell? Cell is basically do all the functions on a microscopic level. It was discovered by Sir Robert Hooke in 1665. And cell is the structural and functional unit. So all living organisms, whether it is a microorganism, plant or animal, they all are made of one thing, that is your cell, except viruses. Okay, so cell was given a theory by Stirling and Sechvan. He said that all cells arises from a pre-existing cell, and cells are divided into two categories. One is the prokaryotic cell and the next is a eukaryotic cell. Now pro means the primitive and karyot means nucleus. So primitive nucleus was a nucleus which do not contain any membrane in it. Okay, so it is not a membrane bound nucleus. Now what is nucleus? Nucleus is basically a control unit of the cell, like your brain. Okay, so similarly in the prokaryotic cells they had a nucleus but not membrane bound, so they are called as nucleoid. Okay, now the prokaryotic cells were the primitive one. They are generally found in the unicellular and an old organism, but they don't have any of the cell organelles. Basically the cell organelles are the organelles which are for a specific function. Like if you want to generate some energy, then you have one organelle like mitochondria. If you want to have protein, then you have ribosome. If you want to have a skeleton of the cell, then endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, and so on and so forth. So prokaryotic cells generally don't contain any of the cell organelles, but it contains one thing, that is your 70S type ribosome. The next, coming on to the eukaryotic cell, it is the advanced version of the cell. Eu means advanced and karyot means nucleus. Now the nucleus become a true membrane bound nucleus which has double membrane in it, and the genetic material. What does a nucleus is? So nucleus basically contains the hereditary unit or the genetic material, your DNA, RNA and genes. Okay, so now coming on to the membrane bound nucleus, it was a very good type of nucleus, double membrane. It has a nucleoplasm has a DNA that is being encoded with the protein, and all this chromatins are there. The chromatins in the condensed form occurs. So basically it is a very advanced version. Okay, now it contains cell organelles for specific function, like mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. The endoplasmic reticulum is what? It is the skeleton of the cells, and protein are being synthesized in the ribosome, that is in RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now next is the Golgi apparatus. What does it do? So it basically it packs the whole protein, and it will provide a pathway for the movement via vesicles. So it has some packaging type of material through which the protein is transported from one cell to another, or from one part of the cell to other part. Now coming on to the lysosomes, it is a digestive bag or the suicidal bag. Basically it digests all the proteins or the waste toxins which is not in use now. And so this is the, basically you can say, a cleaning unit, that is a lysosomes. Then we have the plastid. So plastid is very much important. Basically it occurs in plants. So what does it do? It provides you the chloroplast, that is your site of photosynthesis, and it has a green colored chloroplast. Pigment is chlorophyll, and which is present in the leaf. Then it has chromoplast, which provides color to your flower and fruit, and that is very much necessary for your you can say providing the color. Okay, so this is all about the plastid, and the leucoplast, that is the storage part of the cell. The next is organism. So organism is being divided into two kinds. One is the unicellular organism that contains only one cell for the whole process to take place, whether it's respiration, whether it's digestion, excretion, whatsoever is happening is by one thing, that is a single cell. So examples of some of the organisms which have only one cell is amoeba, paramecium, euglena, yeast. They are basically only have one cell to perform every function. Okay, now next is our multicellular organisms. So it is present many cells, or you can say specific cells for specific functions. So they have different kinds of cells and especially occur in where? So in higher organisms, whether it's higher plants or animals. We are also a higher organism, humans, birds. So all these are higher organisms that have a specific cell for a specific function. Okay, so next is what? Next is the third one, which we are going to talk about is the cell is being divided into three parts. Number one is the plasma membrane, which is the outer membrane which divides the cell from surrounding to the inside of the cell, okay, which is also known as cell membrane. Now, next one is cytoplasm, which is fluid-like, jelly-like substance which is present inside the cell to provide it flexibility, and also it's a living substance which is present in a cell. Next is the nucleus, which is the control unit of cell. It contains basically what it contains. So it has a genetic material inside that, and also cell has cell organelles. So we have discussed in the eukaryote cell, we have cell organelles. So these are the parts of cell. And one more thing, there is additional thing which is cell wall, which is present in plant cell, fungi and bacteria, but not in animal cell. It basically what it does, so cell wall is the provides rigidity to the cell, and it is basically present to provide some mechanical strength to the cell. Okay, so it provides you strength to the cell. The next is cytoplasm. We all know that it is a fluid-like, jelly-like substance which has 90% of water in it, and it has several amino acids, proteins, nucleotides, etc. present in it. So basically, cytoplasm is a fluid-like thing. Okay, so in fluid-like thing, what is happening? All the organelles which are present, like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, they freely move around the cytoplasm. Okay, and it is also a site of many of the synthesis, like there is glycolysis which take place inside the cytoplasm in cytosol, and it has one more thing which is cytoskeleton that provides, that is microfilament and micro fibers that are present. Basically it provides you what? So it provides you the mechanical strength to the cell, and it is a you can say collectively it is a skeleton system of the cell. The next. Hello and welcome to you all. So today we are going to study about the cell organelles. Number one is the control unit of the cell, that is the nucleus. It's a control center of the cell, from where the whole functioning, whole activity of the cell is being regulated, and it says that what action to take place in and out of the cell. So here's the brain of the cell, nucleus. The nucleus in prokaryotes is generally not membrane bound, where else in the eukaryotes it's double membrane bound nucleus. And also the DNA is being scattered here and there in form of nucleoid in the prokaryotes, whereas in eukaryotes it's being in the nucleolus, that is the combination of the DNA or histone or genetic material RNA and DNA with the protein, that is a histone protein. So that combines and it's very managedly well organized, packaged in form of nucleolus. And in nucleolus there is also a factory of ribosomes. It's called as the factory of ribosomes, and the nucleus contains the main thing, that is the genetic material DNA and RNA along with genes. So basically what happens in nucleus, there is thread-like structure, chromatin present all around the nucleus, and nucleus also has one more thing, that is nuclear pores, which allows the material to entry and exit from the nucleus. So that is why there is pores are present. Now next is what? Pores are present, that's good. So some material will go out, some will go in, and also they have chromatin that will become condensed form into chromosome when the cell division occur. Okay, so chromosome is basically a condensed form of chromatin. So the chromosome contains two sister chromatins which is divided into two daughter nuclei during the mitosis phase of the cell division. So that we will study in the later on cell division. Now next is our endoplasmic reticulum. It's the most important organelles present in our cell, in the eukaryotic cell. So endoplasmic reticulum helps in basically providing a support skeleton system. And also there are two varieties of endoplasmic reticulum, that is RER and SER. So RER is what? It is the rough endoplasmic reticulum or the ribosome containing endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, R for ribosome. Now next is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It's basically for the detoxification and also for the biosynthesis of phospholipids and your glycolipids, cholesterol. So it's being biosynthesized by the SER. Now coming on to the RER. So RER, as the name suggests, contains rough endoplasmic due to presence of ribosomes, and ribosome is the site of protein synthesis where the mRNA is being translated into protein and by the process of which is the organelle. So ribosome is the organelle which is present in free form in cytoplasm and in bounded form in the endoplasmic reticulum. And the SER in liver is for detoxification, that is smooth endoplasm. And the smooth endoplasm also help in biosynthesis of glycolipids, phospholipids and cholesterol. So it's very important. And RER along with ribosome, it has a secretory protein. Now next we are going to study about Golgi bodies or Golgi apparatus. It's basically what? It does the packaging of the protein or the secretory vesicle. So it does assembly, storage, processing, packaging and dispatch them to the intracellular target. So there are two sites which is visible of the Golgi bodies. That is, one is the trans Golgi, which has the vesicles which is being formed and it is being transported or dispatched to the intracellular. मतलब intracellular target के अंदर उसे एक जगह से दूसरी जगह dispatch किया जाता है. Okay, the cis site of the Golgi doesn't have any vesicle. Okay, so basically the vesicle transfer is take place to the trans Golgi body. So this is the assembly, storage, processing and packaging of the protein and in form of secretory vesicles to the target site. Okay, so next is what? Lysosome. So lysosome is basically the clearing. It do the clearing of the worn out cell of the cell organelles which are being damaged. So what is called? It is called a suicidal bag, digestive bag or the garbage disposal system. Okay, so please listen carefully. It's due to presence of some enzyme which what it does? So it digests, decompose all the worn out cell. It will digest the whole layer of the protein and also the cellular materials are being break down into the lysosome. So it acts as a digestive bags or garbage disposal system, or suicidal bags. So this is very much important, lysosome, for clearing of the cells. Now next, so that the new replaceable cells can be made and the old one are being degenerated. Okay, next is mitochondria. So mitochondria, it's very important. It's a powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because due to it generates ATP molecules, that is adenosine triphosphate molecule, which act as an energy currency or the energy unit of the cell. So for each of the, you can say, chemical reactions, biomolecular reactions, for the intake, outtake of the cells, there's some of the energy is being used. And who synthesize the energy? So mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell that will release an ATP molecule by what? So there by cellular respiration. What happens? That cellular respires and the oxygen here, oxidation reaction occurs. The molecular oxygen is being oxidized into carbohydrates and fats, and that is why what happens, that ATP molecule is being generated. So that is why it is known as powerhouse of the cell. Now next we will study about the plastids, vacuoles, peroxisomes and centrosomes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so what is a plastid? A plastid is basically present in a cell to provide the color. Like a chloroplast provides green color to the leaf. A chromoplast provides colored plastids, that is orange, red, yellow. These all are the colors that are provided by the chromoplast. What it does, so it basically provides color to the fruits and flowers of the plant, and it due to its colorful bright color pigment, it attracts the insects and helps in pollination. Now next is the leucoplast. Leucoplast is generally a colorless plastid that is present in the cell of plant, and it is a storage part of cell. that contains starch, fat and protein as a storage. So once again, plastid is occur only in plant cell. It provides color to the cell and it is self-replicating in nature. Also, it has its own DNA like mitochondria, and it is divided into three parts: the chromoplast, chloroplast and leucoplast. So in detail, we are going to study about the chloroplast. The chloroplast is the kitchen of the cell. It contains what? It contains a pigment which is green in color known as the chlorophyll, and that molecule is the site of photosynthesis, where the sunlight falls. It is basically present in the leaf, where the sunlight falls, and due to presence of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, they both react, and with the water and carbon dioxide in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, it forms photosynthetic product like the carbohydrate, oxygen and some water molecule. So it is the most important thing which is present in the leaf, that is the chloroplast, also known as the kitchen of the cell, where, which is the chlorophyll. It's a pigment green color present in the leaf and it's a site of photosynthesis. Now this chloroplast has two main things, that is the grana and the stroma. The grana contains a thylakoid, which is a flat disc-like structure where the light reaction takes place. Means whenever there is sunlight, some reaction of photosynthesis take place that occurs in the grana part of the chloroplast. Now in the night time, during the dark reaction take place, so it occurs in the stroma of the chloroplast. And also it stores starch in various enzymes and ribosomes in the stroma of the chloroplast. So what does the chloroplast do? It has a chlorophyll molecule, of course. What it does, it traps the solar energy and it will convert into the chemical energy, and that is utilized by the plant for the manufacturing of the food. Now, this is all about the chloroplast, which is the kitchen of the cell. Now moving on to the vacuole. Vacuole is a fluid filled, you can say a water storage organelle, which is basically present in one single large size in the plant and few or very small in numbers, small size in animals. So what does vacuole do? Vacuole contains water, and water provides the flexibility and some you can say the maintenance of the cell. So what does it do? It has store of water and protein, glycogen, and it is bounded by a layer which is known as tonoplast, so which is very important. And it has water inside, watery substance known as cell sap, and this water solution contains sugar, amino acids, protein and other type of things, that is a cell sap. Also some metabolites, toxic elements, and also some of the waste materials also in the cell sap. So it is maintains the water balance in the cell and helps in osmoregulation of the cell. The next come on to the peroxisomes. It is also known as detoxification reaction occurs here due to presence of catalase enzyme. Basically, peroxisomes is for oxidative reaction take place here due to oxidative enzyme, which is the most important catalase enzyme. What it does, so whenever we have a stress or tension or any of the cell byproduct which is toxic, that is hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, is released from the cell, which is very toxic byproduct. So it is immediately being catalyzed by the catalase enzyme into water and oxygen by the help of peroxisome. So that is why it is known as the detoxification reaction, where the hydrogen peroxide is immediately by the catalase enzyme converted into water and oxygen. So it's very much important, contain catalase enzyme peroxisome. Now moving on to the last segment of the cell, that is the centrosome. So what is centrosome? It is present only in animal cell. And what does it do? So centrosomes is basically help in spindle formation during the cell division. So during the cell division, the whole chromatin it go to the polar region and it will form a spindle, so that the in anaphase, telophase, it will divide into two daughter nuclei easy. So they centrosome basically what it does, so it helps in the spindle formation during the cell division, and it has centrioles in them, which is the microtubules present also for the cell division. Okay, now in plants that it does not contains any kind of centrosome, so it contains one thing that is known as polar cap. So polar cap in plants help in the, we can say, spindle formation in the cell division, and that is all about the cell. So I hope you like, and one more thing to add is that Every cell is the structural and functional unit of life because it do all the things, that is whether respiration, nutrition, clearing of the waste material, new protein formation, protein is being transferred from one place to another. So all this structural and functional unit is done by the cell, and it contains various organelles for specific function, and that is all about cells. So I hope you like the session. Thank you for watching.
If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel Amplify Studying. Thank you.